What will you?
Exactly.
Don't believe in any master, even prime minister or religious leader.
Did we ask them?
Public area, you said.
Ready?
I can join you as well. Yeah.
Can you do a picture?
Yeah, hold on.
Editing, but he said it in English already, so we can put both.
Okay. Anyway, I can give you my contact.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
tell me.
So, can you explain your story leaving Catholicism as compared to someone leaving Islam in Iran?
Beh, la mia situazione in Italia è molto diversa rispetto a persone come Mustafa e Armin che vengono dall'Iran, un paese dove l'apostasia e l'ateismo è punito con la pena di morte. Mustafa è stato 2 anni in carcere e 3 anni in esilio in Turchia. Io invece ho dovuto semplicemente mandare una lettera alla mia diocesi, alla mia chiesa, per rinunciare al cattolicesimo. Gli atei in tutto il mondo sono discriminati, sono perseguitati, rischiano la pena di morte in 12 o 13 paesi. In 73 paesi c'è una pena di morte o prigione per la blasfemia e noi siamo qui oggi per Soheil Arabi che è da 6 anni in carcere in Iran, ma siamo anche per tutti gli altri atei in tutto il mondo che sono discriminati e perseguitati e che hanno diritto e pari dignità di qualsiasi altro cittadino.
Thank you.
But you're asking things that are not enforceable by law.
Well, but I would just want to cooperate with each other because I thought we were going to cooperate with on the other side of the street.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but you're making...
Will you change your mind?
No. We told you that we want to be next to the door.
Yeah, but we
And
don't
we're
want
not
to
going to
be next to the
You know,
door.
actually, look, who's blocking the door?
We work
You
here.
guys.
Yeah, we work here.
We're working at home.
No, you don't.
In prison in Iran right now. He's been for 7 years for simply insulting Prophet Muhammad on Facebook. He did it anonymously. He didn't know it's going to be discovered, but somebody found that, and he's been in jail. He's been on and off death row simply for making a Facebook post. For a Facebook post. And every time people start ignoring his case, every time there is silence, they mistreat him, they torture him. He's been away from his daughter. Now his mom has been captured. His mom has been arrested because his mom was trying to get him out for a Facebook post. Okay, this is actually a bigger problem. You have to understand, atheists and blasphemers and secularists are in Islamic theocracies. People are hunting them down, and us atheists we're not doing that much to speak for them. We're not protecting each other. We're not like when people go after Christians, when people go after Jews, when people go after Muslims. They have communities and organizations and funds to try to raise awareness, to make a noise. We don't do that. We're trying to fill out the silence that is there, that silence that kills people. Atheists silence when blasphemers and atheists are being arrested and tortured and killed around the world. Your silence is killing people. They keep telling us like, oh, you're just making Facebook posts and Twitter posts and YouTube posts. Well, now we're outside here. Now we're doing activism. Where are the reporters then? There's nobody covering this. If this was about Muslims or Jews being killed somewhere, there would be reporters here. Where are the other atheists here? This needs to grow. We're going to keep doing this every 2 or 3 months. We're going to continue doing this. You guys better get instead of making tweets, come out here and join us next time.
And where are we?
We're in front of Iran's embassy in London. So, being an atheist is punishable by death in 13 countries, all of them Islamic. The gap between the activism that exists and the need and the amount of oppression, the discrimination, the torture, the killing, and the murder, the gap makes this the civil rights movement of our time that is being ignored. There's no other group of people that are being so consistently silenced and oppressed while having the least global reaction to it. This is the fact that not even atheists are responding to this crisis is shameful, and this is something that we're going to look back on. This is something that religious people could point to and say, like, look, this is why you need religion, because religious people look after each other, right? Look, when they come after Muslims, we all shout, we all make a noise, but where are the atheists? Look, they don't do anything. And when we try to do something, when we try to get together and make a difference, people are like, oh, you're turning like a religion. Other atheists come and say, like, oh, you're turning into a religion. As if atheists are giving the monopoly over activism and community to religious people. You don't even have to be an atheist to be here. You could be a Muslim, you could be a Christian, and you could think that it's not fair for atheists to be treated like this. You could be an atheist rights activist without being an atheist. We speak for Muslims when they are oppressed in China or in India. Where are the Muslims here? Where are the Christians? We speak for Christians when they are being oppressed in Egypt. Where are the Christians here? This is our first attempt at this, but we want this to grow. We want to we want to be the voice that makes the loudest noise every time a blasphemer is being targeted for their blasphemy, because right now there's no response. When Malaysia came out and said that we are going to hunt down atheists, the global response to that was nothing compared to what would have happened if they had said we need to hunt down the Muslims, we need to hunt down the Christians, or we need to hunt down the Jews. Think about the global reactions to that. We need to be that voice that is not there. We need to make these protests bigger, and then we need to learn how to get journalists covering this every time we do this. And then when it is covered, we need to then go to politicians and be like, look, we're protesting, it's being covered, what the fuck are you doing about it? What is the United Kingdom doing about it? Why are they supporting a terrorist regime? Why are they the countries that are supposed to...
If you stand 1 meter to the right, I will see the name. Yeah, awesome.
Guys, do you want to question other people that as well? Sure. I will be there.
Sure.
Sorry, sir. What does the sign mean?
My English is not good, sorry.
Okay.
For answer you in English. But if you want, I can answer you in Persian. Okay. Could you repeat your question?
So what does the sign mean?
توی این علامت توی این پلاکارد به فارسی من نوشتم که من زندانی عقیدتی سابق هستم به جرم انکار وجود و ظهور آقا امام زمان و همچنین اهانت به امام هشتم شیعیان. من به 2 سال زندان 3 سال تبعید محکوم شدم در دادگاه بدوی و بعد در دادگاه تجدید به 15 ماه و 3 سال تبعید و یه پرونده باز دارم در دادگاه شیراز در حال حاضر. پیام من این هست که اندیشه رو نمیتوان زندانی کرد. تمام کسانی که در طول تاریخ قصد داشتن با حذف فیزیکی اندیشمندان به یک اندیشه پایان بدن اتفاقا موجب تکثیرش شدن به هر طریق ممکن، یا از طریق قهرمانسازی یا از طریق انتشار و برجسته سازی اون شخص، به هر حال ناخواسته موجب انتشار اون عقیده شدن به جای اینکه از بینش ببرن. هیچ اندیشه رو تنها با اندیشه میتوان جواب داد. اندیشه رو فقط در کتابخانه ها میتوان نقد کرد، نه در زندان ها. حتی با اعدام یک اندیشمند نمیتوان به اندیشهش پایان داد. هیچ اندیشه‌ای با حذف فیزیکی در طول تاریخ از بین نرفته است.
Okay, you have to make sure that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
It sounded beautiful.
So first you mentioned that you were in prison for 3 years.
2 years.
2 years for denying the existence of the 12 Imam Mahdi, which is in Shia Islam. But then he said that throughout history, no idea has been able to be defeated by putting people in prison. The only way to defeat an idea is to criticize it. You defeat ideas in libraries, not in prisons. He said when you try to just kill an idea by imprisoning people or even killing people, the only thing you're going to accomplish is to spread it even wider. But he said it much more beautifully than I did.
It sounded much more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
was lovely. Thank you both.
Let's do it. Okay, good. So Armin's going to start us off. So
Yeah. Hey, Drew.
hey, Armin.
Thank you for being here today.
Much appreciated for the hospitality here.
Yeah. Well, why are you here today?
Well, we're at the Free Soheil protest out in front of the Iranian embassy. Basically, we're trying to demonstrate that the obvious response that an Islamic Republic takes, apparently, to a simple Facebook post criticizing ideas that they uphold is brutality, is torture, and there's way too much complacency among people who have the rights and have the ability to stand up and actually fight against that. So I want to basically be here to say, get off your ass, actually do something about this.
Why do you think a lot of atheists don't do much other than make a Facebook post or some memes and stuff when it comes to fighting religion? But when they go after atheists when they're being hunted down, they don't get off their ass and show up to something like this.
I think some of this is fear. I mean, I hear people say, oh, I don't want to be kind of misconstrued, like I don't want people to think that I'm dog whistling, or I don't want people to think I'm Islamophobic or something like that. And what you're dealing with, standing up for the rights of people, that if they speak their mind, they're in physical danger.
Right.
They're the danger of being tortured. You're not.
And what do you say to people that this is not going to accomplish much? Like, Iran is not going to do anything, you know, what's the point of doing all of this? What do you think?
Can you do any better?
Right. Well, and another thing is that we have actually shown that if you do put pressure on these governments, they do change their behavior, right? They do change their behavior. And the thing is that the more we grow, the harder it's going to be for us to get ignored.
Yeah.
The louder that we are, if next year we do something similar like this, and there's 100 people out instead of 15 or 20, then it's going to be covered. It's going to be journalists here. Then it's going to embarrass the country, right?
Yeah.
It's going to put pressure, because these countries, Saudi Arabia, Iran, these theocracies, they care about their image worldwide. They don't like this, right? We have seen them change their behavior. We have had success even with small crowds. Imagine what we can accomplish with bigger crowds, right? Imagine if we could get politicians to speak out every time we have a protest like this. Imagine if we had the BBC here, right? Where is the BBC? Where is the BBC Persian at least? Where's BBC Persian? This is about Iran. We're right in your neighborhood. We're in London. BBC Persian has their headquarters here, and this is about Iran. I reached out to BBC Persian. Why are you guys not here? Why are you guys not here? How much more relevant can this get? You're in the same city. This is about Iran. This is your niche. This is exactly what you're supposed to be covering. We're right here, and you're not. What else could you be covering right now? There's a protest in London happening about Iran. We can't even get them to show up. We need to be more. Here's the thing. When they go after other people, the reaction, the noise, the shouting of people calling out the injustice is so loud. The whole world pays attention. We are not, and we can't just be like, oh, Iran is the Iranian government is such a horrible regime. Look what they're doing in Saudi Arabia. No, this is also our fault. If you knew this is happening today and you didn't come, this is also your fault. It's not just the Iranian government's fault. It's also your fault. Okay? You people that go out on Facebook and post on Twitter and Instagram are like, oh, you don't need religion to be moral. You don't need to believe in God to be moral. Well, if you didn't come out here today, then you maybe prove their point. Maybe they were right. Maybe atheists can't be moral because Muslims seem to be taking care of each other.
So what you need to do at this point, get out here, prove them all wrong.
We're gonna do. If you didn't come today, because it wasn't just in London. This is happening in many other countries on the same day, and we put the announcement everywhere. Okay? If you didn't know that this is happening today, follow us, all of us. You know, Atheist Republic, Cosmic Skeptic, Genetically Modified Skeptic, Rationality Rules. They talk about this. Okay? They're gonna let you know where the next one is gonna be. And come, if you can, just come out. It's not that hard to do. There are people in activists and secularists and atheists in Bangladesh. They're risking their lives for this, and you can't even be bothered to show up, to speak, to be their voice for the people that don't have a voice. There are people in Saudi Arabia, atheists in Saudi Arabia, that are risking everything for freedom, and you can't risk a few hours on a weekend for freedom, for free speech.
That's it.
Hi Alex.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for putting us on. This is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Why do you think this is important?
Listen, Matt, I wasn't really sure of everything that was going on. I remember hearing you talk about it yesterday, and I know that there are a lot of protests that happen and a lot of things that are organised by Atheist Republic, but I just got thinking about it and I looked up the situation of Soheil, and the thing that strikes me is not how bad he's got it, but how good we've got it. We don't even think about the fact that we can say whatever we want and get away with it. Like you were just talking to the police, and you were basically sticking it to them, and they can't do anything.
Right.
Like they were saying, you know, you're not going to stand here, and you said, yes, we are, and that was the end of it.
Right.
We live in a country where you can do that kind of thing. These people live in a country where you can't even make a Facebook post without getting arrested and sentenced to death. That's what a lot of people don't realize about this that I've been telling about it. Yeah, he's arrested now, but he was originally sentenced to death.
Right.
And that only gets retracted when human rights organizations kick up a big fuss about it.
Actually, that's a very good point, because to the people that say that these kind of things don't have any effect, the only reason why they removed the death sentence is exactly because of stuff like this. But then now people are started ignoring him, and they started torturing him.
Yeah, that's what Steve was saying earlier. Yeah. And going on hunger strike because of the prison conditions, and it's like, dude, people don't even know that that's happening.
Right.
And it's such a symbolic case. It's like, yeah, okay, there are so many things happening and so many people who need our help, but like, this is a symbolic case. It just exemplifies the problem with blasphemy in Iran.
Yeah, and every other theocracy.
And so what more can we do than come and stand outside the embassy and practically knock on their door and say, stop this right now?
Exactly.
This needs to end. The problem is, like, who's going to listen? Like, we need to make it louder. We need to make people just understand what's going on. It's like, people hear about it online, they'll see a Facebook post, they'll watch this video or something, and they'll go, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, well, if it sucks,
get out of here.
then let's do something.
Right.
For goodness sake, like, if you tell someone in person what's going on, you're saying, listen to this man's story, it overwhelms them with sadness and compassion.
Right.
Like, that should be happening to everybody who thinks about it.
And if people were here, if more people were here, and if there were reporters here, and this was getting coverage, it wouldn't just be Soheil Arabi that would benefit from this.
Exactly.
Because it would be the next atheist that they would think twice before they arrest or they put on death row if they would torture. Like, you're saving many other people that can't come after Soheil Arabi by showing to Iran, to Saudi Arabia, to Pakistan, that there will be a reaction.
Exactly.
That your country will be embarrassed on an international stage.
Yeah.
That politicians will be forced to reconsider trade agreements with you because their voters are demanding it.
Yeah, there are people in London today and this year and in the summertime who are knocking down Parliament's door and saying, do something about the climate, do something about animal suffering.
Right.
We should be going to the embassies of these countries, knocking down their door and doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
And like you said, if this was a Muslim who was being persecuted, there'd be more people here, and more of them with cameras, and more of them from newspapers.
Yeah, as they should.
As they should,
Yes.
exactly.
Right.
Like, that's a good thing that they're there doing that. but they should be here as well.
Yeah.
And they're just simply not.
Because nobody gives a fuck about atheists, including other atheists.
Well, that's the thing. It's like other atheists are. I don't know. It's because atheism is such a passive thing for people, which it is. But like when it comes to compassion, human compassion is not a passive thing.
Right. And I bet you that we could even get Muslims and Christians next year to show up here to defend atheists.
So, because look, the same right that gives the same law that gives you a right to be a Muslim gives me a right to be an atheist. The same right that gives you a right to be a Christian gives me a right to be an atheist or to be a Jew.
And you know who knows that and who does that? So you know the hunger strike that Soheil Arabi is having right now is not for himself. He's protesting the conditions of other prisoners.
People. Yeah.
So while his case is being reviewed, he's putting himself in more risk while in prison by protesting other prisoners' conditions. Why can't we do the same thing for him?
Yeah,
We're
if
not
he's doing
even
that for them, what are we doing for him?
We're not even going on hunger strike. We're just showing up.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's the minimum, guys. Come on, you can't do the minimum.
It's not the hardest thing to do, to walk to the embassy in London and hold a sign and take a photo.
Yeah.
Like when you consider what's at stake, it's like it's almost inexcusable not to if you want to.
And we have proven that it has an effect. We have proven that it has an effect.
Yeah, and that's Atheist Republic. Like, you should be proud of it, man. You should be proud of everything you're doing.
Team effort.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Hey, bring it in. All right. Hold on.